Right, well, we might be live. Let's have a quick look. Oh, we're live. Just check the volume. Yeah, here we go. Right, morning and welcome to the fishing stream. Join me on a Sutton Courtenay Club match today. I'm on Cullen Reach, it's a stretch of river today. I'm on peg 11, but for people that know the area, I'm fishing in the middle of the woods. So that's the peg. Just go over the rigs today. Try and get them out there. Out of there. What's that one? Bream rig. This is the first rig. It's a bream rig that I've set up today. It's a blue hydro 013, which I think is strong enough, down to a 1.5 gram AS8. I've got a bulk, a little trimming shot. I've got 2 number 8s, just need to trim that hook length. And I've got a size 16 pole special hook, which someone has put me onto, so hopefully that's going to be fantastic. And then I've got my roach rig, which is on a pink hydro today. Same rig actually, really, 013, same float, 1.5 gram AS8, and that is down to a size 18 Karanu from Guru. That's a little 6-inch hook length. So the 2 main rigs. And then if I can't catch there, I've actually gone and got myself a whip, and I've got myself a DH20 0.3 of a gram, little dilly float, little tiny bulk, number 8s. I've got to trim these hook lengths. And then a B3050 from Census, bleak hook. Now it's a bleak hook, just in case anyone's not heard of that type of thing before, because it's got a longer shank, so when I thread the maggot up, there's enough hook to thread the maggot up, because you're looking to catch a load of fish on the same maggot. But I've never bleak fished before, so it's very unusual, so I'm going to practice and try it for the first time. Morning Steve, morning John. Let me know if the signal's alright, that would be great. Inside tray, usual for the river really. I've got some red maggots, casters, pinkies, dead maggot. I've got some hemp, got some more hemp for the ground bait. I've got some worm, some other stuff. I'm going to ball it today. There they are, all ready to go. And I'm going to fish 2 lines on the pole. I've got one at 13 metres, and I've got one on my middle of my top 7. It's the same depth, so just as it's sort of it's the bottom of the slope, I would say. If I was clever, I'll probably draw a little picture of where I mean by bottom of the slope when I edit into a video. But so there's the balls. I'm going to put 6 or 7 on the long line, maybe 3 on the short line, don't know, something like that. It's probably going to rain. I haven't got my jacket on yet, but it's threatening to rain. It rained a lot this morning at 4 o'clock, woke me up, so I live relatively close, and there's a lot of rain this morning. There's no flow on the river, and the wind's blowing upstream, so the rig is probably going to sit absolutely still. So I think the bait's going to go straight down on the same spot, and the rig's going to go on the same spot, and probably not move. It's going to be like fishing a lake, but we will see. We've got 10 minutes before the off, so I need to kill a bit of time really. I set up really quickly today, don't know why. Everything seemed to be done with a bunch of time to spare, so I want to talk about last trip for the box. You can see it. I've had it for 13 years. It's done me well, this Preston's Innovations Absolute box. So I've got a brand spanking new one back at home. So this is the last outing for this box. I'll strip it for spares and then give them away to somebody, and then throw the shell down the dump. I think that's what's going to happen to that. Right, what we're doing for 10 minutes. Morning everyone that's joined. Welcome to the channel. I've got this feeling I've forgotten something. I don't know what it is. I can't fish a feeder today Don't know if I can show you. The trees are really overgrown, and we didn't get enough time on the working party to come and take these little side shoots out before the start of the season. So I would normally have a bream chuck here, but I don't have one today. So that's why I'm going to fish 2 pole lines and I'm going to fish a whip. There was a few bleak moving around, but they've got sort of disappeared. Just need to get this sort of rhythm right for this bleak fishing, don't I? Out, catch it, unhook it, out, throw fish. I've got to get this right. I don't know which hand I meant to grab the fish with when I'm bleak fishing. Anyone know? Right, out that way. Hook it. I'm going to have to catch it with the left, surely, right? And then unhook. With the fish in my hand. And then flick it back out. And then something like that. I've got to work it out. We've got any bleak anglers in the channel? I need a bit of advice. So this is a new little Daiwa whip that I got the other day. It's got a little flick tip on the end. You're just playing these fish, just basically on the carbon. This is an 013 rig down to an 011. And yeah, size 18 bleak hook. The other thing about bleak fishing that I've learned from people is you leave a long tag so the fish can't blow the maggot back up the line. The bleak don't care about the tag at all, I think. So that's that. I'm going to ball it to start, so we'll get that ready. The cupping kit ready. I might put them in manually. One or the other. Let's get that sorted out. We've got 5 minutes. I've still got to edit my video from the first day of the season. I didn't do not the first day of the season, first river match of the season. I caught a couple of pounds, but I will still make it into a video. I've just been busy, so I've got a little bit of a backlog. Yeah, well the thing is, John, the roach haven't been feeding, right? So if the roach don't feed, I can have a go for bream, but there's a lot of bleak in this area, and whether they'll feed I don't know. So I think what I'll do today is I'll ball it. I'll see if the roach want to have a go. If they don't want to have a go, I'll see if the bleak want to have a go, and then if they don't want to have a go, then I'll sit on a worm for bream. That's the plan. Morning, Neil. I don't know what all these little new icons on YouTube. What's that next to your names, everybody? I've clearly done an update. I don't know what it is. So I've caught lots of bream in this area before, more to my left, but I know there's bream down here, and I think that if you're going to win today, you've either got to catch, the target weight's about 15 pound, I reckon. Someone will have a couple of bream, I think, and then maybe a few bits, right? So target weight's 15 pound. So I'll just see how it goes. I don't mind sitting out with a worm on. I've got to have 2 lines to do it. He's a blanking king. No, it can't be that, Neil, because you'd be the #1 blanking king, and it says #2. it could be interactions on the channel. It wouldn't surprise me. No, it's not members. I don't have any memberships for the channel, so it's not a members thing. I think it's about how you're too. I reckon it's interactions on the channel, likes, comments, that type of stuff. I just saw it's frozen. Shouldn't freeze, got good signal. Hopefully the signal lasts. It's notorious. I fished over the other side last year, it cut out 4 times, even though it's got a really good signal in this area. I do have this conversation that it's the GoPro app that causes the issues, but I'm still there. So yeah, I think if you keep typing more John and liking the stream and sharing the stream, then you'll stay in the #1 spot. I suspect it's a competitive thing. Yeah, it just lagged a second ago, I saw it. No, I've had these pinkies for so long, they've even turned to casters. And you've got to have pinkies a long time for them to turn to casters. Right. I'll make it all in about a minute. Guy that starts the match, Craig, is 2 to my right, so... Oh, where's my ground bait? Just put that there. So yeah, what we're going to do, we'll do 4 on the short line and 7 on the long line, which I don't really like because it's an odd number. Come on, boss, we must be ready to go. Right, there's the church bell, so he's going to have to blow up now. There we go. Alright, let's get this moved around. So I'm basically going to now just put ground bait in for the next 5 minutes. Step, step, don't jump, step. Jump equals crack. Gentleman suggesting to his child to jump over poles. Please not. The last thing we need. Right. Okay, 6. Let's do it anyway. Let's put all this in. I'm not too sure. It might be a little bit early in the season to put this much bait in, but do or die, I reckon. Just the long line done. Let's get 4 balls on this shorter line. As I say, I'm halfway down my number 7. It's the same depth as it is 13 metres. That's where the shelf is, so I do fancy it for a few fish there. Right, all done. How are we doing? Connection's still here, everyone's still here. Good. Start on the long line, double maggot. Right, here we go. Let's see. For some reason that gentleman and his children have stopped just after the last angle. I don't know what they're doing. That looked like a bite. Oh, that looks like bleak. That looks like bleak, Graham. Yeah, bleak. bleak came off. So I had this problem a couple of weeks ago with bleak sitting over my rigs. And because there's no flow, you can't drop in front, but I was told to. Bleak is just going to make its way back into the river. I was told to just fire maggot over the top.
Careful with all these rods down here, won't you?
See, I was told if you just fire maggot over the top, then you can try and distract the bleak. And then catch. Let's just try a caster. You just collected crayfish traps?
Yeah.
Any good?
Yes. It was very good today.
Yeah. Where'd you get the licence from? The council?
It's just a standard one, yeah.
On the rods.
Interesting. There's a lot of crayfish in this part of the Thames, and in order to get the crayfish, you have to have a crayfish licence. And as that gentleman says, it's a big bleak. Yeah, I think if you get it well, you could catch quite a few. Okay, so bleak in the peg. Yeah, but they're taking a single caster, Bob. Don't know what you typed, Neil, but clearly Nightbot didn't like it. Let's try double caster. Okay, no bleak but no bite. Now that last one, that bleak took that on the deck, didn't intercept it mid-water. A little indication then. There's just a little bit of flow there. Okay. We'll see, Neil. We'll see. What I do know is, in order to catch crayfish, you have to have a license, and they send you a tag, and you have to put the tag on the side of the trap. But now I've seen where, I'll come and check the traps at some point. I'm a member of the committee for the club, and we have issues with general poaching on the stretch, which we discussed with the EA, but you know, it all involves all sorts of things, so I'll just check it out. Seemed like nice enough gentlemen. But at the end of the day, who wants crayfish? No one. So get them out of the river, thank you. So bottom, and they're happy to take double caster. So the question is whether some roach are going to come in and push them out. There is a little bit of a flow. I didn't think there was going to be, but actually maybe that flow's actually a bleak. But it could be if there's a little bit of flow generated when they open the lock. You know, maybe there's more rain upstream, so we'll see. Yeah, there seems to be a lot of bleak activity. Try on the double maggot. A lot of bleak activity and less roach activity, which I understand, right? No flow, it's been bright, but today is a little bit of wind, it's not bright. We were saying before the match, could be a possibility of a good wait today. I've got worm, you know, I can stick a piece of worm on. Just sit out. But let's see. Yeah, I've gone straight over it. Not giving the roach any time to get on it. You know, I know in the winter they come straight on, but in the summer do I need to leave it a little bit longer? Let's see. See if we get another bleak on this line. And then I'll try on the short line. And if I get bleak on the short line, then I will. I'll have a look on the whip. Okay. That's what I'm going to do. You're not bleak, what are you? Dog chublet. Actually managed to run down the swim then. I suspect most of the fish are going to be bang on here, you know. There's no flow to speak of, and people watching the channel will know this, right? The water on the top of a river goes faster than the water down the bottom of a river. So this little bit of flow up here is no flow down there. You are a roach. Thank you very much. So I expect that most of the fish will be caught bang over where I put that ground bait, or just a little bit to the left. Little chublet. See, you're just, no, it's not. It's bleak. Oh, little chublet. I'm on the Thames, Richard, at a stretch called Culham Reach, which is in Culham, just next door to Abingdon, if you know the Thames. It's a Sutton Courtenay Angling Club, Stretcher River, fishing a club match today. I think there's 17 of us on it. Right, I've just got to make a little judgment. We've had little couple of little chublets, little roach. So there's a few bigger fish on this shorter line, bleak on the longer line. But could I catch bleak on a whip quicker? Difficult to tell. Should we have a couple of little chublets, little roach.
Not a roach.
I've dropped 2 bleak back in the river. Have to watch back the stream, but hope the quality's alright, and everyone's having a nice day. It's a weird thing to say. Hope everyone's having a nice time. I'm out on the river catching some chublets, roach and bleak. Right, this run there with no bite. I think that could be, as soon as I'm sort of there, I could be way out of where I may catch any fish. I don't know, but I'm just going to let it run. I suspect though, by the time it's at this point, it could be too far down. I think those balls of ground bait are just going to be sitting there, and maybe they've spread, but they'll have spread over like a foot, I think. Is there any flow on the bottom of the river? I don't get a bite. So I'm going to hold it back this time. I'm going to hold it back just after I put that bait in. No time. Bite straight away. So that's slightly upriver from where the bait went in. So it's going to run onto where the bait went. Slowly. Okay, that's where the bait went in. Just about there, and I'm going to give it another foot in my head. Then I'm going to hold it back. See if holding it back gets me a bite on that spot. If it doesn't, just let it go for a little bit. Just a couple of inches, then hold it back again. I expect that's where the fish is. Fish are. About a little chub. So we'll try that again. Don't forget to hit the like and the share button on the stream, everyone. I'd really appreciate it. Gets the stream in front of more people, and then only person to live stream matches. And they said, "Oh, that's probably a bit of a bold claim, isn't it?" And I said, "Well, name me someone else then. And if anyone else has got any other channels where someone live streams matches, then link their channel for me and put it in the comments, and I want to go and check them out and see how they do it and stuff." But yeah, I think I'm the only person. I don't mean video a match and then make a video out of it. I mean actually live stream it. Right, so we're coming up to 1:30. I'm okay doing this for a little bit longer. I'll have a few more goes here, double maggot. I'm going to hold it back again, just like I did over the spot where I reckon the ground bait would have just maybe slightly broken up. So that's where the balls went in. Just a little bit further and then hold it back hard. Basically stop the rig. Just flick that maggot up. And then let it go. And there's my bite. But they're all little chub, they're not roach. Interesting. Just hold it back. And then let it go. And hold it back again. I'm basically fishing a match, talking to you all, teaching myself how to fish a river. And then let it go. I've only fished rivers for the last 2 seasons, and you can't learn a lot. Well, you can learn quite a bit from watching videos and stuff, but time on the bank is what really does it, and then being able to watch other anglers. So you can see them a little bit when you fish a match, but you can't see this sort of stuff. It's not like a lake where you might be opposite somebody and you just actually, you can absolutely see everything that they do. Especially if it's a small snake lake. So you just got to try and work this stuff out. Hold it back there. And then let it go. It's definitely getting me the bite. Just think that bait's just flicking up. Just a little bit. Doesn't come a lot off the deck. And then just drops down again. Then the fish nab it. Alright, so the only thing I know is it takes quite a lot of time. I'm getting the bite, but it does take quite a bit of time. Let's have another look on the long line. fish it the same way. That's where the bait went in. Just hold it back and then let it go. Interesting. Okay, it's a chub. It's a chub, Bob. That worked well, wasn't it? It takes a lot of bleak to get a fish to get that weight. So let's just see again. Right on the spot. Hold it back, then let it go. Okay, this is working. Alright, then let it go. Stop it again. Definitely the way to get a bite. Well, that's 2 bites and no fish, which I don't like. But oh, a little dirty rough. It's a very interesting little fish. It's got a spine. Right, how are we doing? Morning, Martin. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Time on the bank, watching people, that type of stuff. It's all really important. Right. So if there's a decent amount of fish there, see, when I'm catching loads of roach, a little bit later on in the season last year, I was topping up after 45 minutes. I just need to be conscious about topping up today. Like, I'm already thinking about, when am I topping up? Because normally you feel the fish sort of back off a little bit, but here, as the bait sort of gets down the river, but here, because there's no flow, it's not going to do that today. So I think maybe just I'm going to top up after an hour regardless. You know, there's fish there. They're more than one, so maybe that's going to be fine. Although I'm just still thinking that the bleak option might be better. I keep umming and ahhing because obviously my whip's new and I'm like, oh, I need to try my new toy. It's a bit pingy, this pink elastic. Try to concentrate, hold it back. Just where the balls went in. And then let it go. And hold it back again. And then let it go again. I can hear a dog. No worries, mate. Do you want to call your other one? It's a bit nervous. Do you want to call?
Can you see the old thing?
That's probably ruined his bike ride today, isn't it? He was probably going to think I'm going to have a nice ride my bike down the river. Take the dogs, they can have a little bit of a run around. And he comes along with a bunch of anglers. Right. So another look on the short line. Only because I've had that chub and a couple of missed bites and a bleak, which isn't really what I'm after. So another look short. And I'm going to get the bleak rig out. Okay, where's the little chub that I was catching? Okay. If Percy pikes turned up. You sometimes get quite a lot of pike through here. Or maybe it's top up time. I don't really feel like there's enough fish there, but maybe it is. Something just to taking fish down in my margin. I think it's a perch flying around. Decent sized fish though, it was enough to get my attention on the sandbank and the sand bottom. So the bleak have gone then. The bleak that were up in the water on this long line, they're not there now. Right, just hold that back. Let it go. They're all on the bottom. Okay, right, we're going to top both those lines up. And then I'm going to tie with some Blake. Right, just need to get my mix sorted out. Usual mix is 10 balls with 200mm bait in. And I want some hemp. Cast that. Didn't make up. I've got a couple of balls on the long line and then a couple of balls on the short line, I think. And then what I think I'll do is when I go back out, I'll go back out, sort of worm for a little bit, see if I can catch me a bonus fish. Feels very busy today. I suspect if I can catch bleak, it'll be a lot busier. Okay, now I'm going to caveat this with I've not fished for bleak before with a whip. I've not practiced it. I don't really believe in practicing during a match, but I'm going against the grain. I'm going to try and teach myself bleak fishing during a match. Right, first bit, don't know, but maggot threaded on hook. Rig set, 18 inches deep. We'll flick it out, chuck some maggots. Not get a bite. Oh, twitch, twitch. Flick it out again. Tight line. It's got to be tight line, surely. Might need another shot on that float. Right, give this 5 minutes. Always feed in the same place, and you can feed a bit of hemp for a bit of noise. Right, now my feed has gone a little bit short, so I'm just going to shallow that up a little bit. There you go. Oh, there's a bite, bit of bite, bit of bite. You watch, I'm gonna go. Oh, I can't see anything. Right, is that better? I think the skill is probably not leaving it very long, because that bleak needs to hit it. If there's a load of bleak there, they're going to hit it up in the water, not when the rig's at dead depths. So let's get used to doing that with one hand. Chucking it. I'm sure there's anglers that know how to catch bleak watching this going, what is this fella doing? I've got a tree, I've hit a tree twice as I pulled that whip back. So I know you can do just feed in the same spot, and then you can try looking just upstream and downstream of where you're feeding. Keep feeding the same spot. That's what I'm told. Okay, well, maybe there's not a lot of bleak in front of me then.
Is there any bleak down there?
No, I don't think so, Bob.
No, I've been picking back at it. I haven't seen any movement.
Oh, so that's a little indication on the float. But I think if I need to fish for bleak, I need to be catching more than this. Well, no, I need to be catching more than this. I know it needs to be one a chuck. Had a bite then. Right, I'm going to give it 5 minutes anyway. Let's keep going. Let's at least catch a bleak. Maybe I need to just keep feeding it for an hour. Probably have a load of bream sitting down there. No, I've heard you can feed hemp. They like the noise, Martin. Not all the time. But I've heard they like the noise of a little pinch of hemp every now and then. Well, this is not what it needs to be. That's for sure. It's caught bleak right now. Unhook it, get back fishing, fish in the net. That's the skill. Sign me up for an England place right now. Right, that's enough of that. I don't need to clean this seat box now because this is the last outing of the seat box. Just so you know. Right, that's enough of that. Okay, we'll have a quick look again with, let's try a caster on those lines, and then I'll sit with a worm for a little bit. So I hope you all enjoyed that little bit of bleak fishing. I could make a video, couldn't I? Bleak fishing with Graham on the Thames. That'd be good, wouldn't it? I'll learn how to do it properly first. But I think that's the general idea. I don't think there's much to the technique. It's all about a smooth rhythm. Feed, flick it, catch one, unhook it, flick it, put the fish in the net, repeat. You know, I think from a general idea, that's it. Is that a bite? So I think I'll keep feeding some bait down there. You know, maybe I'll have a run of bleak late. I don't really know. Are they, you know, if they're there, I guess. I don't know, can you feed them and draw them in? Do I need to put some soppy ground bait in? I don't know. But there's clearly not a head of bleak there. Right, back to double maggot. Okay, that's a bit of fish and stuff. Bit of chub. Look at that, full of bait. Can you see that? Maybe have I got to top up more often because they're chublets and they're just going to ravish all the bait really quickly. Okay, just come up to the end of the first hour. I've had a few fish actually. I've had quite a few chub, little ones, on a long line, 13 metres, and then on a shorter line, just halfway down my top 7. There was a few bleak to start with after I put the balls in. They seem to have disappeared. And I'm finding that the best way to get a bite is to just hold it still, just, you know, a few inches, 6 inches past where I put the bait in, and then let it go, and I get a bite generally pretty quickly afterwards. And then if not, hold it back straight away again, and then let it go again. I don't seem to catch any fish down the peg, and I think that's because, excuse me, that there's not a lot of flow, so the bait's not moving very far, so they're concentrated on where I've put the bait in. So I topped up before I had a little go for fishing for bleak, and I've gone back out there again on double maggot. Then I've had another little chub, And I'm just wondering if the chub are eating the bait really quickly. See that I've got bleak down the bottom, so I think I might just keep fishing the line for a bit, double maggot, and then see what happens. I'm just going to keep flicking a few maggots in front of me and see if I can get some bleak down there later. Right. Oh no, I've got a crayfish on my keep net. That I can see. I think it's a little bit flattened out. Looked like goodbye to me, that did. I know where all the bleak are out there. Let's try running a bit of worm down. So I've just got this thing playing through my mind about these chub. Are they taking the bait out, the ground bait, really quickly? And then there's nothing. And should I feed over the top of it? I don't know. I don't know. Equally, how long till I put that other rig out and just sit out there with a big worm? And then maybe catch either a bigger chub or a bream, I don't know. Let's just try running this worm through. Right, I'm just going to let it run now. It's gone past where I want. Really, I think I'm going to get the bites. Let's just see if there's anything just sitting out the back of the peg. I don't know if that was a bite or where that was. Does it shallow up a little bit? I never plumbed it up. Long way. I don't think it was going to go far today, so right, so that's where the bait would be in my mind. Hold it back and then let it run. So why am I catching little chub in a notorious roach stretch? In the summer. Strange. Okay, well, nothing's interested in that line. Let's leave that bit of worm on and just a quick look on this short line. So this line is a lot shorter. It's the same depth though as out there, and if I come towards me, that's where it starts to shelve up. So fishing at the bottom of the slope, and it is a slope, it's not a shelf, it's a gradual slope, but that'll still leave a crease at the bottom, which in theory will be a natural gathering place for food. Okay, nothing going on there. Try to make it short. It's all about how you hold a pole, really, Neil. Well, they've got Preston have just brought out a pole rest that goes out like a feeder arm. Which I think might be really good actually. I saw the video of it, I was like, oh, is that good or is that gimmick? But it might actually be quite good. Okay, so that double maggot now on that short line where I topped up. Just holding it back again, same as I was doing before. Just let it run a little bit and then hold it back again. Nothing there though. Fish there though. What are you? Perch. That's a load of fish sitting on the bottom under these maggots I'm chucking in. It's further down the peg, that was. And that perch was further down the peg as well. So that's where I expect to get the bite. I'm going to hold it back again. In the winter when I'm holding it back, I expect that bait to go straight away as it flicks up and takes that movement in that bottom part of the rig towards the bottom. There's just no flow to help it flick up. It takes ages for it to gently drift. And then I want the bite there as it comes back down and skirts across the bottom. Right, so what's going on? I've had a few fish short, and then it's gone iffy, topped up. Doesn't really seem to be any fish back on that line. Maybe it was a pike. Maybe there's a pike still there. It's just starting to rain. Super. What's the story? Slowly going down the peg, no bites, double maggot. Nothing there. So there's no snag. It doesn't shallow up there, right? Because it would have done it this time. So those were definitely bites before. Bites from what, I don't know, but At least I know there were bites. The sky's gone very black over my head. Right, we don't want it to be a thunderstorm, right?